Welcome to Showcase Richmond. I'm Chip Tarkin, and it's estimated that 28 million Americans have a hearing impairment, and about 1.5 million people have hearing loss in both ears. Now, many of these people feel isolated as they avoid embarrassing situations where they can't hear and understand conversations. So communication that many of us take for granted is often a nightmare for those with hearing problems. But there is hope. To tell us about a way that people with hearing loss in both ears can hear better is Dr. Alice Smith. She is a doctor of audiology with Hearing Clinics of Virginia. Great to have you in here. There is a scientific term, I understand, for folks who have hearing loss in both ears. I'm going to let you tell us this.
Well, the term that we use for hearing loss in both ears is bilateral hearing loss. But if they wear hearing aids in both ears, we call that binaural amplification.
All right. Now, why are two hearing aids necessary for hearing loss in both ears and when both ears are present? Can you help us with that? And you brought some props along, too.
I did. We actually hear with our brain, and the brain takes information from both ears to create an auditory picture. And that auditory picture can be as general as which direction sound is coming from to as detailed as was that an S or an F sound that was heard. Now, if your brain receives a signal from just one ear, there's less information available, and the ear is not amplified, can suffer from auditory deprivation.
All right, explain auditory deprivation. I hope I got that right.
You did. And auditory deprivation means that the auditory system is not stimulated. Its ability to understand speech deteriorates, but if amplification is applied and the volume is received that's necessary, then the auditory system can regenerate itself slightly. However, if you wait too long to do that, its ability to understand speech deteriorates permanently.
All right, so hearing loss can be prevented somewhat if the ear remaining active, I guess is the best way to say remains active. Kind of like people who, if they're weak and they need to be in bed rest, but they can't use their muscles. Is that kind of what it is?
That's it.
Okay, very good. Well, I got through that. Now folks can understand that. What are the actual benefits of having the amplification? I believe it's called binaural amplification.
Binaural amplification. You did it. Binaural amplification helps because when you have hearing in both ears, it means that less volume is required, so it's more comfortable to be able to hear. The second thing is that you can localize, so you can tell which direction sound is coming from. And the third issue is that you do much better in noise when you have hearing aids on both ears.
Are there certain hearing tests to determine if having two hearing aids is really necessary?
Well, when we do the hearing test, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at is there hearing loss in both ears. So when we do a pure tone test, when you raise your hand or say yes to the beeps, we're determining is there hearing loss present in both ears. And if there is, it's absolutely necessary.
You know, I've done this hearing test with you folks, and I want to let folks know it's very easy.
Oh, very.
And it's not pain. You have no pain at all, and you find out so much information in such a short period of time. And we're seeing video of this right now. I think it's so important for people to see that it's very easy to go and have these tests done.
Very easy and doesn't take a lot of time.
Yeah, and let me tell you, it didn't hurt, and there's so many different things and different ways that you folks can give folks hearing aids. And these, I love that you brought in these props because these don't weigh anything, and if you have them in one ear or both ear, you can see they weigh absolutely nothing. And the hearing aids are available for anyone. I mean, any age can wear hearing aids, and you can't see these. They're just impossible to see, really. So it's really a piece of cake and something you should take care of.
Absolutely.
All right, we want to put the information up on the screen because I think that it's something that all of us need to take care of. And the three locations for Hearing Clinics of Virginia: Ridgefield Parkway, Southside, and West End. You see the telephone numbers. You also see the web address, hearingclinicsofva.com. Wonderful information. I love it when Hearing Clinics comes in, and Dr. Alice Smith, you're always a lot of fun to have on Showcase Richmond. Great information. Folks, don't hesitate to call. We want to make sure we leave the numbers up long enough so you can write them down. Make a phone call today. Don't let your hearing be something that you just take for granted because it is very, very important. Dr. Alice Smith, thanks again so much for being with us on Showcase Richmond, Hearing Clinics of Virginia.
My pleasure.